story about an old-time circus that decided to dress up their act a little bit. The circus owner wanted each of the different performers to come out wearing matching red belts around their waist, give the show a little more professionalism. But as simple an idea as that seemed, well, it caused quite a few problems. The first problem was with the magician and his lovely assistant. You see, he sawed her in half every night at the circus, and she wanted a different belt, one for each half of her when she was cut in half. But the owner of the circus was kind of a tightwad. He said they could only afford one belt per performer. Well, the magician figured out that if he put a zipper in the middle of her belt, then before she climbed in the box to be sawed in half, she could simply unzip her belt, and it would separate into two pieces, so that when she was in fact sawed in half, she would have a red belt around each half of her. Well, that solution pleased the magician and the assistant, and it wasn't but a few days later that the circus owner came to the magician. He said, "You did such a good job figuring out what to do with your assistant's belt. I need your help with this next new act that we brought in for the circus." And the magician said, "Oh yeah, what's the act?" And the owner said, "Well, it's the Siamese twins. They're joined at the waist. They both want their own belt, but I don't know how to make a belt to go around people that are joined at the waist." So the magician thought about it. He said, "I think I have a solution." One more time, he put a zipper in a belt, but this time when he unzipped the belt, instead of separating into two separate belts, it did so with them linked together, just like the Siamese twins themselves. Well, at this point, the magician was feeling pretty good about all of his belt solutions, but a few days later, the circus owner came back one more time. He said, "We've got yet another problem with our red belt situation." He said, "We brought in another new act, and I just don't know what to do about this one. It's a big problem." The magician said, "Yeah, what's the big problem?" He said, "Well, we hired a fat lady for the circus, and we don't have any belts big enough." The magician said, "I think I have the solution." One more time, he put a zipper in one of the red belts. The circus owner said, "No, we don't need two belts. We just need one big enough for the fat lady." The magician said, "Just watch what I did." And all of a sudden, the belt was big enough for the fattest of the fat ladies. And that's the story of the red belts at the circus as it was told to me.